What happens when a legendary gaming franchise drops a new entry and nobody shows up? Yeah, we're talking Doom the Dark Ages, id Software's latest attempt to push the series forward, and why it's struggling so hard on Steam despite the franchise's blood soaked legacy. We're digging into the stats, the backlash, the Game Pass effect, and what this all means for Doom's future. So buckle up, and if you're new here, hit that subscription button. We're on the road to 100,000 subscribers. It helps. And yeah, let's rewind for a second. Doom 2016, you remember that game? That came out swinging. Everyone expected a generic reboot, and instead, we got one of the most aggressive, fast paced first person shooters of the generation. Then came Doom Eternal, which was an even bigger hit. Critics raved, fans lost their freaking minds, and it peaked at over 100,000 concurrent players on Steam. Doom was back, baby. So when the Dark Ages was announced, fans had every reason to be hyped, myself included. It's a medieval aesthetic, gritty new armor, a chainsaw shield. It sounded insane in the best way, but here we are. And that hype has deflated like a popped balloon. Unfortunately, don't get me wrong, I liked the game. I streamed it. I had a lot of fun with it. But let's start with the numbers. Doom the Dark Ages has barely scraped past 30,000 concurrent players on Steam at launch. That's not just a drop, guys. That's a total collapse. Review scores are floating in the low 70s. Steam forums are flooded with refunds and mixed reactions, and players are not exactly rushing to add this one to their collections. One major issue, you got that right. It's the price tag, guys. 70 buckaroos. Which, now with the Switch 2 coming out, we're going to have $80 games. For PC players, especially on Steam, that number hits hard. Especially when other recent releases like Expedition 33, Oblivion Remastered, just to name a couple, dropped for like 50 bucks or less and offer way more content. Content is king this day and age. These are full-blown RPGs with 60-plus hour campaigns, lots of side quests, extras. Meanwhile, Doom the Dark Ages gives you 15 to 20 hours gameplay, tops. Value-wise, it's just not stacking up. 70 bucks, where's a multiplayer? Like, they could have had a multiplayer on this game, and there's not even a multiplayer. And let's not ignore the game's system requirements, guys. If you're playing on PC, this game practically requires a monster rig. If you're not rocking a 480 or better, you're stuck turning settings down just to get a stable frame rate. Even at 1080p, a lot of players simply can't run this thing well. And that's a massive problem in 2025 when people expect decent optimization. They want these gaming PCs to make their games look amazing, and this game, the performance is just all over the place unless you have a power rig. Right? Now, some will say, hey, this game's on Game Pass. What's the big deal? You're right. Sure, Game Pass makes it easy to try without committing your $70. But let's be honest, Game Pass doesn't excuse a weak launch. We've seen games like Stalker 2 do fine on the service while still moving units on Steam. The difference is people wanted to keep those games. With the Dark Ages, it feels like a one-and-done rental, and that's not great for long-term viability. Matter of fact, on my stream the other day, somebody was telling me they played Doom just for like a little bit and then they got their refund back. I was like, yikes. And here's where it gets interesting, guys. Doom the Dark Ages isn't a bad game. Like I said, I enjoy it. I've played it. I'm actually right in the middle of it. I think I'm like at chapter 12, somewhere around there. It's fun, but is it $70 fun? And not even close, guys. The combat is slower, the violence is toned down, the glory kills, once the signature gory payoff for the series, feel more like polite taps than brutal executions. It's clear that they pulled punches, and it shows. It's still Doom, it's still fun, but it just does not hit right. You know what I mean? Like Doom 2016 and Doom Eternal did. Even the new mechanics like the parry system and the shield combat slow things down quite a bit. You parry, then you wait, and then it's like, Okay, so the game encourages these melee combos, really, but half the time they don't land because the timing just feels kind of off, and the enemies, they don't seem to be slow like you, so overall it just feels kind of clunky. And let's not forget the genre switch up, right, which is the most glaring thing. You got the gothic medieval setting, and yeah, it's bold, it's new, it's different, but not everyone wanted bold. Some fans wanted more Mars, because it's, I guess, they don't like change. Hell, more speed. Instead, they got dragons, maces. Doom lost its identity trying to experiment, and let's be honest, it cost them. I guess these dirty casuals don't want it. And meanwhile, you got the competition out there completely crushing it with games. Expedition 33. It was like, what, $45 at launch, 60 plus hours of content. One of the greatest games I've played in the last 5 years. It probably will be a Game of the Year contender. Had a lot of good story, a lot of great music, combat, had a classic feel to it. Top of that, we had Oblivion Remastered, which was a nostalgia goldmine at 50, which was also on Game Pass, and Expedition was also on Game Pass, just like Doom the Dark Ages. Both of these offered way more bang for the buck, and here's Doom trying to charge premium pricing for a single player only. Yep. No multiplayer again, like I said, single player only campaign and reused assets. And people noticed. And while it may have sold a couple 100,000 copies on Steam, it's getting absolutely destroyed by games that were also called flops, right? Like Dragon Age of Veilguard hit 89K concurrent. Assassin's Creed Shadows pulled 64K. If these are considered failures, then what's Doom at 30K? We gotta be honest here, guys. If we're gonna hold other titles, to a certain standard, we got to be honest here. Time of that, Skyrim is still killing it. The other Dooms, Eternal and Doom 2016, are killing this game. So, sure, Doom, The Dark Ages probably had a smaller budget. All right, no massive multiplayer options on here. No bloated development cycle. But still, this is Doom, okay? You expect it to dominate. Instead, it's trailing behind, and the numbers don't lie. And then there's the physical release situation, which is just a whole controversy on its side. You buy disc, and what's on it? Just data. That's it. You still have to download 85 gigs just to play this damn game. And that's not a physical release. That's basically what the game key thing is with the Nintendo Switch 2. It's a coaster with a download code, and that has pissed off a lot of people. I remember I saw somebody come into my chat, Alucard, shout-outs to you, saying that they can't justify buying this game. So what does this mean for the franchise? Well, it's definitely not dead, but it's bleeding, right? Has a wound. id Software and Microsoft need to look at this game release and use it as a wake-up call. Stop getting cute with the formula. Stop pushing weird experiments. Go back to what made Doom awesome, which was speed, gore, and chaos. And maybe, just maybe, consider not throwing every first-party title on Game Pass and expecting it to thrive. Exposure's great. Sure, the day one release on there is awesome for people like me that are cheap console players. But if nobody's buying the game on Steam or elsewhere, what's the point? If you're renting out your games more than what you're selling them, your franchise starts to look like a used car lot. And don't get me wrong, Doom the Dark Ages is ambitious, but ambition alone doesn't sell games. You need impact. You need value. You need to understand what your fans actually want. And right now, a lot of people are wondering if Doom's best days are behind it. Anyways, guys, I'm going to leave it right there. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Can Doom bounce back from this? Was it just a misstep or a sign of deeper issues with Bethesda? Drop your thoughts below. If you're enjoying this content, hit that like button and subscribe. I'll catch you on the next one, guys. Take care.